welcome to the Hughes Musings podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Carol.
And we are the Hugheses. And this is the Hughes Musings podcast.
We, the Hugheses, are a married couple living in Scotland. We met whilst we were working and travelling abroad. John was the resident musician in the hotel where I worked within the childcare department. And since then, we have moved back to the UK. John now works for the bank. I know, bit of a twist. And I'm back in childcare, still working in a nursery in the UK.
So, let me pose you a question. Have you ever sent somebody a message, you haven't spoke to them in ages, and you say, "Oh, I haven't heard from you in ages, how are you doing?" And then the two of you share some information about what's going on with your life, and you have a really good catch up. And then at the end of it, you go, "Oh yeah, we shouldn't leave it so long next time. Let's have a catch up and all that sort of stuff." And then after about a couple of years, you realise that you haven't spoke to them, so you do exactly the same again.
All over again.
So basically, the reason we're starting this podcast is because we have that a lot. We travelled a lot, and we know people all over the globe.
We've got so many friends.
Yeah, we're just so multinationals. So yeah, this is basically for us to sort of keep in touch while sort of sitting in the comfort of the cupboard of our spare room, recording podcasts. So the entertainment bug is like certain things that annoy you. So anybody who's known me for a while will know that there's a certain section in the Star Wars saga, and there's a very specific moment that really, really just bugs the shit out of me. And it's that bit where Obi-Wan comes out of the ship and Anakin's there in front of him, and they're having a chat, and Anakin says, "If you're not with me, you're against me." And Obi-Wan turns around and goes, "Well, you truly are lost, Anakin, because only a Sith deals in absolutes."
Oh.
Yeah, nice and dramatic, but it really annoys me because it's really bad script writing. Because basically what Obi-Wan Kenobi's done there is declare himself the Sith Lord, because by saying only a Sith deals in absolutes, only is an absolute.
And is he a Sith Lord?
No.
Ah, okay.
Well, not revealed or anything, but no. So it's just really bad writing, really, really sloppy writing, and it bugs me. So every week, and we do want input from people that are listening, if we actually have people that are listening, apart from us just
Hi,
listening.
Mum.
Apart from us just listening back. And Sheila, hi Sheila. So yeah, if you are listening and you do have certain moments or you spot something while you're watching TV that week or television or whatever, you read something in a paper that really bugs you, then let us know. And we'll cover that in the entertainment bug. And we're also going to talk about what we've been entertained by this week.
Yeah, we've been watching a lot of TV this week, which is unusual for us. We catch up maybe a wee Netflix show here and there or something on Amazon Prime, but for us to sit down and watch telly is quite rare. And we've done a lot of that this week. Yeah,
we had some catching up to do because we've just come back from our holidays.
Yeah.
Had a little trip to Tenerife, didn't we? A little jaunt.
Over to the sunshine.
Yeah, so that's why we've had lots of TV to catch up on. So what we've been watching, Carol?
Well, a good link into that one. We've been watching the Great British Bake Off.
Yep.
And that has got one of my entertainment bugs in it.
Oh, yeah, it has. Carol's bug.
Mad. Now, if you watch the show, or if you don't watch the show, there is a man called Paul Hollywood who is the judge, and he was like brought up in a baker. His dad's a baker. He's baked bread all his life, and you know he's like got a very high standard of baking. Obviously, he's a judge on a baking show, and he does this thing where if he thinks you've done really well, he looks at you and puts out his hand. And everyone's like, "Oh, the Paul Hollywood handshake. Oh my God, I made it. I can go home now. I've got the handshake."
It's like, yeah, okay. So you didn't want the money then? You just wanted a Paul Hollywood handshake?
Oh.
Okay.
It's funny that he doesn't even talk. He just makes a little smirk and sticks his hand out.
Yeah, he doesn't even like reach for their hand. He literally just puts his hand out and waits for them to come to him as well. It's like the most arrogantly pretentious handshake. Yeah, and everyone loves him for it as well.
Oh, yeah,
I get why it annoys you.
But we have been watching a couple episodes of that this week.
Yep. So how are we feeling about this season?
Yeah.
Who do we like?
Going so far. I'm so bad with names.
Okay. Well, people will know which one it is if you describe them.
And you can help me. So I like the guy with the glasses. I didn't.
Yeah, the young
didn't-
lad with the dark hair. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't really like him to begin with, but he's grown on me.
Yeah, I feel like he's doing well. He's got the right sort of trajectory on
Yeah.
the season because he came in not amazingly,
Mm-hmm.
and he's had a couple of good weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's just slotted back in to that sort of higher end of the middle,
Yeah. And
which is good because, as we've seen in previous seasons, you don't want to peak too soon
no.
because then coming to like the quarterfinals, semi-finals, it's like people burn themselves out, so they really struggle.
Yeah, and I did quite like the kind of gothic girl, but spoiler, she's left.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like her. She was like quite quirky, which I quite liked.
I thought she was good, but she was very sort of one track, which is
And she was a bit kind of like, you were never guaranteed like a high quality. It was a kind of thrown together, and it might work out really well, but
Yeah.
it might look like traditional home baking, like made by someone in their house, not very professional looking. I think they look for a professional.
yeah. She was very sort of like one theme, one track, and it was
Yeah.
like that's
I like
okay.
that, though.
That's okay. You can have your style, but you've got to be able to manipulate that style to fit with other things, which you couldn't. Like, who was the girl who was on last year? She sort of very sort of Japanesey influenced.
Oh yeah, I can't remember, but she was so cute.
And she was really good. I didn't like her at first, if you remember. I
yeah.
really didn't like her. But then towards the end, I had to admit, like, she was really, really good because everything that she did was like of a style,
Yeah, we nod to it.
but
Yeah.
it fit in with what they were asking for.
Yeah, like bread week, she like traditional Japanese bread or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or had some green tea powder in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I quite like the Welsh girl.
Of course, she's Welsh. You're Welsh. Makes sense.
But spoilers again. She's gone.
I like the girl who's like, who we both said this. Like, we like her, but we don't like her voice. The kind of farmer girl.
Oh, the one who, spoilers, dropped the cake.
Drop the tart. The tartlet.
Sorry,
or
the
something.
tart.
Yeah.
Aye. It looked like a Sesame Street Massacre. There was purple all over the floor.
Yeah, I like her as well. And you like the fringe girl.
Yeah, the one from Chester.
Do we know any of these people's names?
No, I don't think so.
I think you'd remember some.
No. I mean, I probably do. I just don't want to hazard a guess and get it wrong.
They look a bit silly.
Yeah, exactly. So we know who they are and we know who we like.
Yeah.
But who we rooting for? Who do we think's gonna win?
Don't know. I can't call it yet.
Go on, have a punt, because you can be wrong. We'll guess again next week.
Probably someone I don't like, because it's always someone I don't like that wins.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Chester Girl.
Chester girl.
I think she's gonna win.
Yeah, she's done well.
She's Star Baker last 2 weeks.
There's a couple of people who I'm not sure if I like or don't like yet. There's no one I hate. There's no one that I like. I can't stand watching them.
Which is rare, because there's usually one that you really don't like, and they usually get to the final.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. It's still early days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else we've been watching? We've been watching, and I can't believe we're going to say this, or at least that I'm going to say this, but we've been watching Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, I've never really
Champion
been a
of Champions.
fan. Yeah, I've never really been a fan of Britain's Got Talent. I find it quite samey, and it's all about the sob story and blah blah blah. But the Champions is really good. I'm really, really enjoying the Champions. It's nice to see people from all over the world or reminisce, about ones that I have maybe seen in the past, which is nice.
Yeah. Like I never used to watch reality TV at all, and then when we were travelling, I actively avoided any sort of gossip, anything. And if anybody else was watching it, I'd make sure that I went to the pub or something, got away. But since we've got back, I've got into some reality television shows, and I completely blame you, Carol.
Well, I am a big fan of I'm a Celebrity, and you started watching that, didn't you, with me, which is good.
Yeah.
So, and then Love Island, I didn't really watch it until last year or the year before, and hooked. Love it.
Yeah. Was it because we knew that girl who knew a girl on it?
No, it's because I went to visit Nicola, and so my friend Nicola works abroad still, and they had like a shared living room, and they watched it every week or every night, sorry. And when I was visiting, we all sat down, had a cup of tea, and watched it. And I just loved the gossip and the drama. And then I came home and I kind of watched a few episodes before, and then watched the rest of the season. So that was not summer just there, but summer before.
Before that, yeah.
Yeah, and then in this summer, I watched it from episode 1.
Yeah, we were hooked this year.
consistently.
Totally
Yeah.
invested.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't agree with who won still.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day.
That's a different chat altogether.
Sure it is.
That's probably next week's entertainment book.
Yeah. Yeah. We've also been watching Taskmaster.
Love Taskmaster.
Love
Have
it.
loved it since
Love it.
like. It's really strange. Your dad introduced us to that
He
show.
did a couple of years ago, yeah.
Good old Stuart.
And when I talk about it out in the public, not many people have heard of it or
No,
watched
it's one of
it.
those things that like, and I think we take a bit of pride in it as well, of being able to introduce people to
Yeah.
Taskmaster. It's like,
So we always say,
you've got to watch
yeah,
it.
go onto YouTube, type in Taskmaster Season 1, Episode 1, Watermelon.
Yeah, just
Oh my goodness, watch it.
yeah, just like even if you're not sure about the program, just go and watch that first episode because that watermelon challenge and the first episode is a thing of beauty.
And it sums up because so basically it's a show where there's 5 celebrities who are most likely comedians get given a task, and the task can be something very simple, like either move these 40 bricks over to the other side of the room or move these 5,000 feathers to the other side of the room. Your time starts now. Like, and they've got to do something, and it all depends on how they interpret it and the funny ways they try to bend the rules or think they're clever by,
Yeah,
doing something a bit
we've
out
not
of the box.
we haven't had a rule bender this year though.
Not really.
We're
no.
missing that sort of slightly devious sort of Frank Skinner, Rod Gilbert type.
Yeah. The older guy who's always paired with Joe.
David
Grant,
Baddiel.
I thought he was going to be one of them.
I thought he was as well, especially because obviously he's got his affiliation with Frank Skinner.
Yeah.
Like they're really good friends.
Yeah.
So, and they, did Football Focus for years. Like you probably won't remember that, but
No,
no, that
never
was
heard
years
of
and
it.
years ago.
Yeah.
And they used to do a TV show together. So I thought they were going to be quite similar. But
Yeah.
no, he's very sort of like by the book of like, oh yeah, I'll just get this challenge done. So we've been watching Taskmaster, and we massively recommend
Yes.
that you go and watch
Give it a watch.
Taskmaster.
Give
It's
it a
amazing.
watch.
It's on Dave.
Yes, and it is hilarious.
What night is it on? Thursdays?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah,
I think
one
it's a
of them.
Wednesday because when we see my mum on a Thursday, we normally watch it either on catch up or live. So yeah,
Yeah,
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, we don't really watch a lot of live TV.
No.
Everything just sort of gets recorded onto our box and we watch it whenever we get the chance.
Yeah, I've got terrible memory and no patience for adverts, so it kind of works out.
It does, it does.
We're also watching a little bit of Impractical Jokers, catching
Yeah.
up on a few episodes
Yeah,
of that.
although we're not sure where we're at because our box has done something crazy where it recorded season 3 and season 6 and season 12 all at the same time and went, yeah, this is a new season.
Yeah, so we started watching, we're like, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's because they've got random episodes and like they release old footage or like behind the scenes and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's a new
and-
episode but of an old season. And then if they release the season, but somehow sometimes they have the episodes where they've got like little like notes about that time. Like
Yeah.
So that
like
they count
inside
that as
jokes
a-
episodes.
yeah, they count that as a new episode even though it's the exact same episode just with like some
with the
commentary.
inside jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're on a different season actually in the US as well though.
Oh.
So I think
really?
that's got something to do with it as well. So yeah, that's the stuff we've been watching
Just
together.
came back, yeah.
And so every week I'm also gonna talk about my late night watch.
I just want to apologise just now if I sound a little bit croaky or
Yeah,
sniffly.
if you hear any sniffles or coughs,
'Cause I really need to clear my throat and I've been trying to avoid it for so long.
go for it, babe. It's fine. I'll talk about my late night watch. So every week I'll talk about late night watch. My wife Carol has an amazing talent to sleep whenever and as quickly as she wants.
Yeah, but I'm going to bed now, lie down, I'm asleep.
Yeah, she just makes a decision and that's it. Carol's asleep, done. Whereas it takes me a little bit longer. I need to sort of wind down, take my time. So
Do
I
your yoga
watch-
poses, pray to the sleep god.
That's absolutely it. Yeah, well, beg the sleep god that I'll actually get to sleep that night. So yeah, it takes me a bit of time. So I have a little late night watch. And recently, my late night watch has been The Boys, which has been an Amazon Prime series.
The boys, lads.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like you're The Boys, isn't it? Sounds like some sort of like BBC Three.
Some kinky
like-
after waterfall.
I don't know. Waterfall.
What a shed!
After the waterfall.
Yeah, the boys are out. Waterfall.
I think that's more like when you go to sleep, the things like that happen. The boys in the waterfall and all that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, so so yeah, it's an Amazon Prime series called The Boys, and it's basically like what would happen if Superman was a sociopath. Like, what if the most powerful person in the world just decided, hey, do you know what? I'm better than everyone else, and everyone else should bow to me because I've saved the world this many times, and everyone's going to do what I want. And it's about like their perception and how they actually are, and somebody who sort of sees into like how false they are, and sort of like what could they do about it if that person was like that. It's really good.
Yeah, like there's no way they could stop them, really, though, is there?
Well, yeah, like I'm not too many spoilers because it's not been out that long and not everybody would have watched it yet. But it's interesting to see how they do tackle that. It's really good. So yeah, that has been my late night watch.
Do you want to give it a rating?
Well, yeah, okay. What's going to be my rating system then? This is the first episode, so we're deciding on a lot of things, and we'll talk about some.
Oh, you've only watched? Oh no, I thought you'd only watched one episode.
No, I've watched the whole season. I've finished it this week. If I start watching something, I'll finish it in a week. Right, okay. What's going to be my rating system? Let's have a look around us. Plectrums.
I was going to say like John Thumbs.
Yeah, plectrums. Why not? Loads of people do thumbs. John's going to do plectrums because he used to be a guitarist.
Because he's so unique.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. so out of 5 plectrums, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Oh, that is high.
It was really good. It's one of the best. It's one of the best things I've watched this year.
Wow.
And I would have given it a 5, but the ending was slightly disappointing, but ended on a really good cliffhanger.
Okay. Well,
So no,
yeah.
like I said, no spoilers because I know a lot of people probably haven't got around to watching it yet. But yeah, I'll give it 4.5 because that last episode I was mildly disappointed until the last. I wouldn't even say the last scene, but literally the leaving shot. I was like, "Oh, that's good."
Oh.
So yeah, 4.5.
4.5.
One of the other things that we're going to talk about, me and Carol have both been sort of trying to diet since we've moved into our little flat.
Yes.
We've gone for some lifestyle changes.
Yeah, we've been here for almost a year and a half.
Yep, one of us much more successfully than the other.
Well, obviously that's me because I'm more successful in every way.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because one of us is nice and svelte these days and
I wouldn't go that far.
looks almost like an athlete, and the other one waddles like a balloon man.
Baby.
I pretty much am just a potato with arms and legs now.
Oh, darling.
Yeah. Oh, and a beard as well.
A beard.
And a beard as well.
A beard.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. I'm sort of making the changes. I'm going the other way, slowly but surely again. I did really well for a while.
Yeah.
And then went completely off the rails. The wheels fell off, and that was it. I was done.
Yeah.
But we're putting me back together and doing better.
Yeah, doing much better.
So each week we're going to be talking about what's on our plate. So it's going to be all to do with like diet foods and how to make the most of what you can eat. Because we're both
making healthier choices as well. So it's not like, oh yeah, I had grilled chicken and broccoli for my dinner. You know, we're not those type of people.
No, and we're also not experts in any way. So we're not saying, oh, you should eat like us. Literally, all we're doing is just saying, hey, this is what we've tried this week, and this is what we found is working for us because we've decided. Well, we love food.
Oh yeah,
we just love food.
Love eating.
And I think one of the hardest things about dieting for most people is the fact that they love food. Like, so
food is an activity. Like, you go out for dinner. If you're feeling sad, you eat food. If you're feeling happy, you eat food. If it's your birthday, you eat food. Christmas time, you eat food. Easter, you eat food. Like, food is such a large part of your life that you've got to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are two people that enjoy the event of food. But we like cooking as well, so we've got quite creative with it as well.
I've definitely enjoyed it more now that we've started dieting because the main part of our diet is like not eating processed food or like, you know, where they pack in like sweeteners or sugars and salts and numbers and things like that. It's about, you know, if you want chicken nuggets, it's about chopping up that chicken, dipping it in egg and putting in breadcrumbs and cooking it yourself.
Yeah, making it yourself.
You still,
yeah.
you still have chicken nuggets, we still have chips, we
Yeah.
have burgers, we have all these things. It's just we make them from scratch or as close to scratch.
Yeah, and
we can be
find
bothered
like the
doing.
healthiest way of eating the same foods.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and we're always open to suggestions as well.
Yes.
And at the end of the show, we'll be talking about how you can get involved, which we'd really love for you to do. So Carol, I'm going to hand over to you for what's on our plate this week.
So, well, we've not had this every night. We have obviously eaten different food every day.
No, yeah, we
But-
don't just eat like one meal the entire week, and that is what's on our plate that week.
But my favourite meal this week has been Diet Coke chicken. So if you've ever done like Summer World or Weight Watchers or any kind of diet like that, really, you've probably heard of Diet Coke chicken. But it's like a Chinese takeaway theme style. You know, it's like a sweet and salty kind of thick sauce with chicken, and then you can have it with like noodles or rice or chips or whatever. But this week we had it with noodles because I was in the mood for noodles. So
Yeah.
the recipe, I'll have the recipe on our link.
You didn't use the phrase that I love.
Oh, what's that?
You said like, oh, it's like a takeaway.
Oh, sorry.
It's
like
a fake away.
So fake away
I
is a
love it.
term I use quite a lot because it's like a takeaway, but it's not a real takeaway because it's healthy and I've made it myself, so it's a fake away. The recipe I'll post, but it's something along the lines of chicken, some herbs and spices, a stock cube, and a can of Diet Coke, and then you just kind of let it simmer down, let it thicken up, and it's just beautiful. And you quite enjoyed it too, didn't you?
I love it. I love it. It's
Yeah.
very, very good. I wouldn't say it breaks the top 5 of favourite meals that you make for me,
Oh,
but it's definitely
it's
up there.
currently like top 3 for me.
Right, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say it breaks the top 5, and we'll get
Wow.
round to that once we introduce more.
Yeah, every week we'll
More
talk
recipes
about them.
and
And we
stuff.
do kind of rotate them. Like we're not the type of people who's like, oh, Wednesday's bolognese night. Like, not at all. We're nothing like that. We try mix it up, keep it fresh, and depends what we're in the mood for as well. Like, so we'll
Yeah.
discuss it in the
We
morning.
get experimental
Yeah.
sometimes as well, and just go, oh, well, we've got that left, and let's see what we can make out of that then, you know?
Yeah. And
Like-
John cannot eat the same dinner twice in a row. He just hates it. Can't stand it.
What's the
Don't-
point?
John can't cope. Cannot
All the
cope with
food
it.
in the world. What's the point of sticking to one?
So I don't have to cook it every day. I can just cook once and
Yeah, but if we batch cook 2 or 3, you can alternate them. I don't mind
Yeah.
doing that, and that's what
No.
kind of where we've got to, because
compromise.
I'm a fussy little soul. I am a giant man-child who throws temper tantrums.
Who, yes, he's definitely the youngest child, the baby of the family.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the youngest of the child. I don't act like you.
It's because you've only got one sibling.
I guess that makes a difference. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If my brothers ever listen to this, they'll be like, oh, yeah, definitely. That's what's on our plate this week. As Carol said, she will be posting that onto our website, and we'll sort of give you the address of that right at the end of the show.
So our main topic each week
Yeah.
is John has wonderfully titled.
Oh, what's amusing?
So because we are Hughesies that muse, we are musing. And John is Welsh and likes to take the mickey out of himself.
A little bit.
We've
But
come up with
I
our
used to hate
musing.
that phrase. What's occurring? But I said it once, and then I don't know, it's stuck in my head now. So, what's amusing?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily going to be funny, like amusing.
No, but like, what are we musing about?
Yeah. What's on our minds this week?
Yeah.
So John, what's on your mind this week?
Well, we are going to be musing about a holiday.
Oh, holidays.
Because we just got back, and we can just talk about holidays. Like, so in future, as we've said, like, we want to start conversations with people. We want people that we know to get in touch, people that we don't know to get in touch. Like, hopefully we will sort of
build a big community.
reach out a little bit, to
Yeah.
other people. But because we'd love to make some new friends as well from the comfort of our spare room.
Yeah.
Don't want to go out too much.
No, it's cold out there.
No,
Ugh.
we live in Scotland. It's probably snowing, and by the time this gets released. So it is something that we can talk about, just us two. We
Yeah.
can talk about some of the holidays that we've been on, and we can talk about like the holiday that we've just been on more specifically. So, and then hopefully for future we'll have a bit more input, and we'll be able to sort of bring other people's opinions and questions and stuff into that mix as well.
Yeah, because two people can go well, two separate people can go to the same place at different times and have completely different experiences.
That's it. I mean, like, you look on TripAdvisor and, you
Oh,
look
yeah.
on... We were saying this just before we went on holiday because we went to a hotel that we knew and we knew it wasn't very
Yeah.
good, but it just had a refurb. So we were like, let's
Give
go
it
and
a
have a look at it.
chance,
And
yeah.
standard TripAdvisor, one review's like 5 stars, best holiday I've ever had. Staff couldn't do enough for me. Place is beautiful. Room was amazing. Loved it. Next one is, they lost my bags. They didn't care about me. They left me
Yeah.
sat in reception for 6 days.
It was disgusting.
and then got me a room 2 hours before I flew back. Worst holiday I've had in my life.
Yeah, exact
So,
same place. week
exactly the
apart,
same place. And yeah, exactly. Couldn't sometimes it's not even a week apart. It's the same holiday, So
Yeah. It's all in your outlook, what your expectations are, all that jazz.
as with everything, when we're amusing, we will sort of ask for stuff to talk about. Tenerife.
Yes.
We've just got back. We did a week all inclusive,
Yes.
which we've not done as a couple before,
Oh.
and I've never done as a holiday maker.
You deprived human.
I know. First world, first world problems. That I've never had an all inclusive holiday. Oh, my life is terrible.
And one wants one.
And one must have one. I cannot go to croquet and say that I haven't been on an all-inclusive. No, so this is, we've never done it before. We wanted to experience it just to sort of see whether it suits us because we're two little adventurers. We like to get out and do things.
Well, we like to pretend to, but deep down, we're home birds. There's nothing better than being at home, doing nothing,
Yeah.
hanging out.
See, as
Eating.
with a lot of things, and I think we'll sort of cover this, but me and you, we're all about balance.
Balance.
Like, it's great to have an adventure, just as long as you're going to go and like
Have a lie down after.
have a little lie down afterwards, and just have a bit of normality for a bit, and then you can go be adventurous again. We can't keep up one or the other.
No.
Should we say the name of the hotel?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, so we went to a place called the Sineu Club, Tamaimo Tropical
Tropical.
in Santiago, Tenerife. And what did you think, Carol?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, if you don't know me or if you don't listen to when I talk to you, I used to work abroad, and we both have worked in Tenerife, and for the time I was there was 5 days where I had to stay in a hotel, and it was actually this exact hotel. It was a couple of years ago, and we were obviously put in the cheapest rooms because it was like staff
Yeah.
have to sleep somewhere. Put them in a room. I had to share a bed with a girl that I didn't really know.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah, it was
the
temporary
basic.
rep accommodation. It was like the most convenient for the company, and at that point it was only for a few days, so you weren't priority at that time. Yeah.
So I had my reservations because I remember there being like cockroach on the floor and the food being not very good, and like we weren't allowed to go in the pool, so I had no expectation of the pool. But then, because we had both worked in Tenerife, and Tenerife is where we spent our first Christmas together, our first New Year together, I was looking forward to going back because, I'm a sentimental person, and seeing places that where our relationship was so young, I was looking forward to going back to that. What were your thoughts before we went?
I wasn't really sure what to expect. Like I said, it was more kind of like a holiday experiment. It was for a week. It was relatively cheap. We've had a bit of a strange year, like changing jobs, and sort of trying to catch up with ourselves. So the holiday kind of came a bit quicker than we expected, a bit earlier in that journey than we expected. So we needed something sort of cheap-ish. I think with the same with you, like we knew where we were going. We knew people there. It was like there was a security of that, of like if it didn't work out, we could always just go and have a bit of an explore and an adventure.
We knew
and
nice restaurants, we knew bars to go to,
we could
knew
look
the
after
nice
ourselves if
beach.
it was terrible. Yeah.
Because it was so cheap, So it was a really last minute deal that we got.
But to be honest, like I had a great holiday. I thought it was really, really good. I thought the rooms that we paid for a little bit of an upgrade on the rooms. Well, let's say we paid for an upgrade on the rooms. Your wonderful parents paid for our upgrade on the rooms.
Yes.
Fair play to them. And no, I think I quite enjoyed it. The pools were all right. The restaurant was pretty good.
I did get a little bit bored of it.
I think that's going to be us. Like, even if we went to a sort of a better all-inclusive,
Mm.
I think, like, would struggle
Yeah.
eating in the same place every night. Everything was really, really good, apart from the entertainment.
Yeah, like they've never done entertainment before. This is their first summer of having entertainment. However, it is a first choice resort. You know,
Well, Sineo now, isn't it? Sineo.
yeah, but we booked it through first choice.
Yeah.
We booked it through TUI, through first choice. Like it was all linked together. Like they definitely know how to run an entertainment team. So I don't know what went so wrong.
I don't know. It was just really strange. It wasn't like, because like, okay, like a lot of people who know me, and even you and your parents said this, were like, yeah, but you weren't gonna like the entertainment, were you?
Yeah.
And I tried to go in with as open a mind as possible, but the fact is that they couldn't even run a game show.
Yeah, and
like,
what I found very strange
they were
was,
like starting a game show, and then getting all the people up on stage to play a game and go, oh, hang on, I just need to go and get this to start the game. We should just have that ready.
yeah,
you
have
know you're
everything
going to do it.
prepared, Yeah.
So that's the reason I got frustrated and thought it was pretty bad, is because they were really disorganised, so it was really slow.
Yeah.
And it was just simple things that they could just fix really easily. So I think, like, in the evenings and stuff, we sort of ended up going up to our opera balcony box, which, like, our rooms overlook the stage,
Yeah,
basically.
you could see the stage from our balcony.
Aye, so we just used to just grab a couple of drinks from the bar and go and sit on the balcony and play cards and watch
Yeah, do the British
entertainment
thing of
from
playing cards.
Yeah, from the safety of out the way. Yeah, I mean, on the whole, though,
Yeah, the weather was nice. We done a few nice things. What was the kind of the best day thing that you done? What was your favourite?
best daytime thing, I would say, would be Siam Park.
The water park.
Had a banging day.
Yeah, it was a strange day, wasn't it?
It was.
So it's just the two of us
yeah.
that went there. We were on holiday with my parents, but obviously
Yeah, I don't think we've quite explained that, but no, we did go with the in-laws. Like, they sort of asked if they could come along with us.
Yeah, we were talking. Oh, we're going to go on holiday, and they were like, "Oh, can we join you?" And then we were like, "Yeah, but it's under our terms. We want all inclusive. We want this. We want that." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll go along with
Yeah.
wherever you
So
want to."
all the four of us went together, and it was lovely. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I love my parents. I love spending time with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was
it
lovely
was
for
great.
me.
It was me too.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, so just the two of us.
Yeah. So Siam Park, yeah, it was just the two of us, and
I'd never been before. Had you been?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, when I was like younger and thinner, and I could go on all the rides. So it was a bit of a strange day because, like, as we were saying, I've not done so well on my diet, and I like. Water parks are a lot to do with gravity, if you don't know how they work.
And momentum.
Yeah, it's all about water and gravity. So when most people go down, say the average person weighs about like somewhere between 70 and 90 kilos,
Right.
is like the average person, I guess. Like if you're above or below that, don't worry, because I'm way above that. And so the average person goes down and they have their thrills and spills and they go down and they go, oh, that was great. Oh, it was well exciting. It was well scary. Okay, right. So I weigh so much that, like, I don't think they're quite designed for me. So, like, I had this really horrible experience where I went down one of the tube tunnels and I went down so fast that I went around the tube.
Whoa.
So I went upside down in the tube and sort of came down on my front and nearly drowned at the bottom, and it was terrifying, genuinely terrifying. And I was like, do you know what? I'm too big for water parks. I'm just not going to do any of the rides anymore. So we went to Siam Park just because we wanted to experience it because you hadn't been before.
Yeah, and they
I
have
love
an
the place,
amazing.
and there is enough to do.
Yeah, they have an amazing lazy river. They've got the wave pool. There's like the beach, and there's like nice not restaurants, but you know, there's places that are all right to eat.
Yeah,
for a
there's
water
loads of
park.
places like
Yeah.
to grab a coffee, grab a drink, you know, like. But yeah, I was just
The
getting around to
floating
that.
market.
Yeah, the floating market, which is just a bit of decking. That was really disappointing. You were expecting an actual floating market, weren't you, where you could swim up to the shops?
Not
and stuff.
swim up, but I imagine there to be like people in boats, like because we've been to a floating market, and it's it's people in boats selling things.
In Thailand, yeah, it's genuine like
Yeah.
boats, and they sort of like rock up on the boat, and they go, "What do you want to buy?" Then you're like, "Oh, I'll
I
have some of
wasn't
that."
expecting the boats to move in, but I expected it to at least be like tied up boats or something to do with boats, not a cafe on a deck with a pond next to it.
That's it. Like, I mean, if it didn't say it was a floating market, you wouldn't realise there was water underneath you.
No, there was a few ponds dotted about.
Like, we walked through it as we came in
Looking for the lockers.
to go to the lockers, and we didn't even realise that we'd gone through it. And then when we went searching for it, we were like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's it then.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, there was like not a statue, but like a fake boat
Yeah.
lying on top of the deck. So obviously
that was a floating
this
market.
is the floating market.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was enough to do, even for me as a big man.
Yeah, we enjoyed the lazy river and the
Yeah,
wave
and
pool.
the wave pool was that was it. That's what made it for me. So
You were
I
an
was-
absolute child in the wave pool.
Yeah. So I've got to be honest. I was like on the verge of having a disappointing day,
Yeah.
like because we went on the lazy river and that was quite fun.
Yeah, but that was kind of it, really.
And then yeah, like I didn't want to risk any of the other rides.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to go on too many myself.
Yeah, you went on like twice, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you really enjoyed it. But yeah,
I did.
and but you're not a massive daredevil and stuff when
No,
it
I
comes
don't
to
like
water parks.
The big scary ones, no.
Yeah, when it comes to water parks, you're not like in
No.
theme parks. And we'll talk about Florida in a minute. Like you're an absolute
Woo.
badass.
I am.
Yeah.
Sure am.
I've got a video that I want to post to the site.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you've gone on that thing with your brother,
Ooh.
I'll post it on the site. It was amazing. I'll talk about it in a bit.
Takes me in my
Um,
belly just thinking about it.
Oh, it was so good. I was like so in love with you that day. I
You're
was
so
like,
proud of me, weren't you?
my wife's such a badass. I was on the verge of having a bit of a disappointing day, and then we got in the wave pool, and I think I was there for about an hour.
At least, yeah, 'cause we went a couple of times. We like went in and then we dried off, had lunch, and then went back in again.
Yeah, so it was like
Oh.
what 20 minutes of nothing, 20 minutes of small, 20 minutes of big.
Yeah, small waves, and then 20 minutes of big waves. Yeah.
I was there for 2 full revolutions, which yeah, there's an hour then,
Yeah.
just over probably.
Yeah, you went in at the big waves, floated about.
Yeah, and then waiting
And-
for the small, and then the next big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there for just over an hour, probably an hour
probably
and 20.
an hour and 20, yeah.
Brilliant. Had a great time. Loved it.
Yeah, and for some reason I had to pee like 10,000 times.
Yeah, you were just like constantly gone.
I think it's because I'm so worried about being dehydrated. Drank. So much water, yeah.
So what was your favourite daytime event that we went on?
Oh, this is tricky. There's like a few kind of top ones. So I like the boat trip with the dolphins.
Yep, the free bird. That was
Yeah.
great.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. And we got to see quite a lot of dolphins and some whales,
Yep.
which I wasn't expecting. They're like, oh yeah, you see a dolphin. I was expecting to see like a fin like 300 meters away, but they were close and
Yeah,
there
see,
was plenty of them.
I've been on that before, a couple of times.
Mm.
So I remember going with a big group the first time that I went out, which is like the winter before I met you in the summer. So that would have been
Right.
2013 to 14.
We met 2014.
Yeah, so it would have been in the winter. I can't remember whether it was before or after New Year because I spent the whole winter there.
Yeah.
And a big group went, and we just went on one of the normal boats. We didn't go on one of the catamarans like Freebird.
Mm.
And then we did it again when I went out. Oh no, we did it twice. So we did a catamaran after that as well. So we did it twice when the other manager Tash came out,
Ah, okay.
and then we did the catamaran as well. So I did it with some of the other girls from the other teams who like I
Yeah.
lived with and stuff
Yeah.
before. So that was before Christmas. And then
Right.
just after, I think we went again as a
Yeah.
team and went on the catamaran, and we didn't see that much.
No.
Like the day that we went, like this time,
Mm.
was a lot busier. Like there was a lot more happening. We saw a lot more than we normally do. So that was great. It was a really good day.
Yeah.
Like we never normally see that many dolphins. You usually see lots of whales, but not so many dolphins.
I mean, the food wasn't that great considering I was expecting like wave dancer food.
I don't think I even ate.
You didn't. No.
I didn't, did I?
No, you didn't.
I think I took a look at it and I was like, nah, not for me. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'll wait till we get back.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
because you
then-
knew that it was not great.
And then went and ravaged the snack bar.
Yeah.
2-plate John like that. Everybody staring at me like, look at that fat bastard. I had like bits of chicken nugget like sticking out the plates while I waddled back to my room.
And another favourite day of mine was when we met up with our friends that we've worked with before, and we went to see, like, we met up with my parents after, and we like
Yeah.
showed them like the street we used to work on.
Yeah, and like where we used to live, and it was nice to have a
Yeah.
little reminisce around Alcala
It
as
was,
well.
It was really nice. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it was really nice to catch up and give a little shout out to Sophie, Aaron, and Beth,
Yeah.
who we had a good catch up with. Lovely to see you guys, and lovely to meet you, Beth.
Yeah, I met them at Sunbeam, which was our.
Oh, good old Sunbeam. Like, if you're ever in Tenerife, and if you don't know the place, just go down to Alcala, find Sunbeam, just sit outside there and have a cafe con leche.
Yeah, do you know what? That was actually my favourite day because we went to the market as well, didn't we?
Yeah, like, we just picked the right day, and I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that before we got there.
Yeah, forgot
But when
the
we
market
walked
was
around the
going.
corner into the square and saw the market, it was like, oh, such a good day.
Yeah, that was my favourite day. We went down there, we went to the market, we met up. No, we met up with them first.
No, we went to the market
Went to
first
the
because
market
we had the
first.
headphones and stuff, didn't we? Because we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about...
We bought some cheap tap, and then we met up with them, and we had lunch and a drink and chilled out in the sunshine.
Just chatted about life, the world, and
And
everything.
then they had to go get ready for work because they work in the evening in the
Yeah.
hotels. And then I met up with my parents, and we walked down to the beach, and then we went for a little coffee and
Yeah, sat and waited for them while
pastry.
they had a little swim in the sea.
Yeah, and then you got a taxi back with all the bags. And,
Yeah. I was bagman.
yeah, Mum, Dad, and I done that coastal walk.
Aye.
Oh, it just the sun beating down on you and walking on a flat path.
I think in my head I just didn't want to go on the walk because like I wasn't mentally prepared to go on that walk. It's
Yeah.
quite a big walk,
Yeah,
and I
well,
was like,
The whole walk takes like an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah, Alcala to Lorena, yeah.
Yeah,
So, about an
so-
hour, yeah.
We done about 45 minutes and then got a taxi, so we didn't do the full walk.
Yeah, and there was
Anyway, it was too hot.
one really disappointing moment of the holiday,
Oh.
and anybody who has worked in Tenerife and anybody who sort of worked with me while I was there,
Yes, I know this moment.
yeah. So especially Natasha and Haley, if you're listening, San Remo is no longer San Remo.
No, it's shut down.
Devastated. They've got no sand sanitizer there anymore. It's just I was gutted. San Remo was genuinely like, if anybody asked me, oh, where's your favourite restaurant in the world? San Remo.
Yeah, the whole world, that was John's favourite restaurant.
Yeah, it was like a major bonus of the fact that we were staying in that place. It wasn't like a deciding factor, but the fact is it popped into my head and I was like, oh, great. Like, we get to go back there and I get to eat there again.
Yeah.
Really disappointing, but probably the only disappointing part of the holiday.
Except the entertainment.
I mean, that was just funny in the end.
But then you got to go up and sing karaoke, which was one of my highlights.
Oh,
One of
no.
my highlights.
Oh, I hate it.
No, you don't.
I do. I hate karaoke. It's a really awkward thing. Like, so I'm very much of the philosophy that karaoke should be for people that want to do it for fun.
Yeah.
Like like when
After a drink, having some fun. out with
yeah,
your
exactly. Just
friends.
go and enjoy it. Sing whatever. It doesn't matter if you're in tune. It's just as long as you're having a laugh with it.
Yeah, an upbeat song or a good song that everyone will sing along with you.
And if you're one of these people who is genuinely a really good singer, and if you've done it for a living, or you know for a fact that you're a good singer and you go on karaoke, so everybody go, oh my God, you're amazing afterwards, then
should go
shame
on
on
X
you.
Factor.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
You're a douche.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be like, and I'd like, before I went up, like, and when the first people went on, I was like, oh no, I'm that douche. Like, it's just the worst. Like, I really, like, it's one of those things that really annoys me.
Yeah, but I mean, you sat and listened for like a good 15, 20 minutes before you decided that you were going to go join in. But there was a couple of good people up
There
there,
hadn't
so,
been
yeah.
by the time I signed up, and I was like, oh no. So I'm going to be that person, but you really wanted me to sing, and I kind of wanted to sing.
Yeah, I mean, you're on holiday, you're never going to see them again. It's
That's it. I mean, and I don't do it for a job anymore. I am a banker now.
Yeah,
like,
you're a proper
So
banker.
I'm not professional anymore. So that's how I kept trying to justify it to myself. But when everybody was a bit poo, I was like, oh no, I'm totally going to be that guy. And then there was the guy that went on before me. He was really good.
Yeah.
Sang a bit of
Elliot, I want to say his name was.
possibly.
Yeah,
Good
something
memory.
like that.
Good memory. He sang a bit of Lewis Capaldi, didn't he?
Yes, and I love that song.
Yeah, good song. I like Lewis. He's good. And he was really good. And then there was a couple of girls on as well that were pretty good. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So by the time I got up, I didn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But then got a big old reaction from the crowd, though.
Yeah, everyone was like standing up and clapping and wooing. Got a couple of handshakes on the way
Got the old
back.
Hollywood handshakes on the way back. And I was like, oh, cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Didn't even reach for me. Just stood there and stared at me with his hand out like a quarter of an inch. I was like, oh, cheers, pal.
No, you got.
No,
really
I got
good
some
response.
handshakes and I got some people saying, oh, you're really, really good. And I'm really glad because nobody went, oh my God, you should go next Factor, which was really nice, you know. Like, hopefully that culture is dying out slowly
Yeah, I mean,
but
X
surely.
Factor's no longer, is it? They're doing
Exactly.
Celebrity X Factor though, aren't they?
Are they?
I think so.
Ugh. Ugh. That's going to be loads of like actors trying to like start a pop career, which is never good. We've all seen Will Meller, which probably like might not be a cut that you'd understand, but a few people will know.
Okay, hopefully someone laughed at that, darling.
Yeah, I don't care if they did. I was devastatingly hilarious at that point.
Yeah.
If you didn't laugh, shame on you.
Oh, shame.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Yeah, so we've all seen those like terrible actors trying to start a pop career.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, sometimes it works. I mean, look at Patrick Swayze. He had a really classic hit.
And
you know.
Kylie Minogue?
Kylie Minogue, like she jumped in and out of all the time.
Does Jennifer Lopez count? She's kind of flicked between.
J-Lo went the other way.
She started a singer. Yeah.
Yeah. J-Lo went the other way, and that's more common, I think, and that's not...
Yeah, they get into acting.
I don't really see that as, like, I don't know why, but I don't really see that as bad, like, because it's more of a natural, normal transition, I think. More of a, like, but... Yeah, like, a lot of the times when it's an actor trying to start a pop career, they're just really bad. And they're just really awkward, and it's really cheesy.
The reason we went so late this year and so cheap is because we already had our big holiday, which we can talk about really, really quickly.
Yeah, so we went to Florida.
We did. My parents treated the whole family.
Yeah.
So John and I, my brother, his wife, and their 2 kids, obviously mum and dad as well, all went to Florida, stayed in a big villa. Yeah, we got treated to all the park tickets, car hire, the full shebang.
Yeah, like...
But even though we did that, we still spent a fortune.
Oh, yeah,
Just,
I mean...
eating day to day.
I think we took about £1,000.
Yeah, and we had to dip into our credit cards.
Yeah, and we
we
spent more while we're out there.
Yeah,
like,
but we bought clothes. We had an amazing time, and just buying lunch in Disney World for a couple was like $50.
It was well expensive.
and the
like,
exchange
every
rate's
day.
terrible.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So like, yeah, like forever indebted to your parents for that.
Yeah, it was a holiday of a lifetime.
Like it was amazing. And when I say indebted, I mean metaphorically, as in like they've not gone give the money back.
Yeah, we're
now.
not paying you back.
But like we definitely can't afford that. But forever grateful to your parents for giving us that amazing opportunity to go out to Florida. Something that hopefully we will be able to do again at some point in our lives because it was amazing and I need to go to Star Wars Land.
It wasn't open, was it?
No, it was under construction. It was like the most teasing thing ever. I could see it there.
Yeah, we peeked over the fence a wee bit, didn't we?
I could see like a corner of the Millennium Falcon.
So what was your favourite part of Florida? What was like a highlight? What was the favourite moment?
Splash Mountain.
Oh yeah, Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain was the best.
Yeah. It was a bit of a funny story how we went. It wasn't just we went on Splash Mountain.
No, because I mean, yeah, that would have been great anyway because like I don't know, it's just one of those iconic rides. See, I've been to Florida before. John's never been. That was John's first time, but I went before. Well, I've never been as a holidaymaker.
No, you never been to the parks.
No,
you never been to the parks. So you never been on Splash Mountain, but I went when I was about 13. Similar situation, like a family of 4. I went with a family of 5. We all stayed in a villa. We'd done all the parks, etc. So when we went on it like 5 or 6 times, I was like, oh, that's the really long, boring one that you get wet. I'm not really looking forward to that one. So I wasn't too fussed about it. But you really, really wanted to go on it, didn't you?
absolutely, it's amazing.
Yeah. But that day, it got shut down, didn't it?
Yeah, so we had fast passes for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
So we rushed in the morning to get to Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
because they were like...
Only just got there.
Yeah, they were like between 9:30 and 10, which doesn't sound that early, but we had 2 kids with us, so by the time we got up, all 8 of us had to get ready, and then
Yeah, 6 adults, 2 children.
everyone in the car, and then it was like a half-hour drive or something.
It was. We were about half an hour away because we were in a place called Davenport.
But maybe we weren't that far. But by the time you got there, queued to get into the car park, parked in the car park and then walked or
From
got
the car
wee,
park to the actual park as
yeah,
well.
or got the wee train thing.
I think because we were at Magic Kingdom, it was either the
Monorail
or the boat,
the
wasn't
boat,
it? And that takes a while. Yeah, like we got the boat that morning, I think, and that took about 20 minutes because we were like, we got there really early and we were on the first boat of the day. So they had to wait for that boat to fill up. So it just took us forever. And then as soon as we got to the park, everybody had to pee.
Yeah. Oh, you've been in the car for an hour and walking. Yeah, you need to pee.
Yeah. But then, like, it's like one of those weird things. It was like a domino effect of, like, I think one of the boys was like, oh, I need to wee. So they went. Then somebody else was like, oh, actually,
yeah.
Oh, I need to go. And truth be told, I'm going to admit this now, I was desperate for the loo by the time we got to Pirates of the Caribbean.
But you just refused to go.
I just refused. I was like, I will hold it and go as soon as we get off, which I did.
So yeah, you held us up again because you had to go to the toilet.
Afterwards.
But yeah, we had a fast pass booked for Splash Mountain at 3:30. I remember this.
Yeah.
Because it's 3:30. So we thought we'll go for lunch, we'll do our own thing, we'll meet back up, and we'll go on Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
But then it shut down, mechanical fault. So we were really lucky though because they gave us like a free fast pass, so you could use it on any ride. You just had to walk up and say, "I've got this." I don't know the word for it, like a complimentary fast pass, whatever. Because normally you have to book them, and we had been trying for the full fortnight to book onto Space Mountain, which is a ride that I really wanted to go on.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get it. It was always full, always full. The queues were always like well over an hour, and we just weren't willing to do that, being us as impatient and having the kids as well. Maximum was like half an hour, 45 minutes we're willing to wait. So it never came up. And then we had these fast passes, so we're like, go to Space Mountain quick. So it was like the other side, and we had a fast pass booked for something else straight after, something back over.
It was
a parade or the show. There was something on.
It was the parade was on, and then we were booked onto a train or something that the kids could go on, which was like next to Splash Mountain.
Yeah. So we went all over to the other side of the park, went on Space Mountain, had an absolute blast.
Terrifying.
And then we were running back to get to this parade or train or whatever, and then we were walking by it.
And all of a sudden, it was open, and it had only been open for like a minute by the time we saw
like,
it.
Queue time, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're like, run!
Yeah.
So we threw your bag, like our phones at my parents.
At your parents, yeah.
And we're like, we'll meet you here in 10 minutes.
Aye.
And then we ran on it.
Yeah, and it was amazing. It was totally worth it. It was the best. I had a great time and got the best picture.
You did. Yeah, we'll put that one up. That's a funny picture. So I'm next to John, like, woo, hands up, smiling, woo. John's just sat there holding on with one hand, no expression on his face, and his sunglasses on.
Yeah, it looked like one of those like Thug Life memes.
Yeah, Thug Life. Yeah.
How about you?
My absolute favourite moment. I mean, there's like
hundreds from that holiday because it was so cool.
But one of the memories that really, really sticks out is nothing to do with the parks or anything like that. Well, actually, one of my top... Oh, there's two I can't choose between. Okay, so I'm going to go... The close second was going to Harry Potter World.
Yeah.
When we went there with my mum, and Harry Potter World is amazing. Like, the detail and the feeling, and you've just got to, like... Because you're surrounded, you just embrace it, and you believe in the magic, and you're really there, and it's just...
Yeah,
it's such a nostalgic feeling.
So immersive.
Yeah, so when I was younger, at primary school, our read aloud was Harry Potter. In primary 5, they read us Harry Potter. Brand new book, just came out. Blah, blah, blah. And then we read the second book, and then I was able to then read the third on my own. And then the films got released, and we watched them. And I was a big Harry Potter fan. Not like obsessive or weird or anything, just really enjoyed it. And my mum enjoyed it, and we also went to the cinema to watch it when it first came out. And when we first went to Florida when I was 13, it wasn't there. And as soon as it opened up years later, my mum was like, I want to take my kids to Harry Potter World. I want to do it. And then just to be there when she took us, you know.
Aye, it took a few years, but they got there.
We got there, you know. I'm 29, but she took me. And we rode on the Hogwarts Express, and we went on the rides, and we had a butter beer, and just to be there with my parents was just magical, absolutely magical. But the absolute favourite moment of the whole holiday was the day I made pancakes. The first day I made pancakes.
What, having family breakfast?
Yeah, so every morning we would get up and have breakfast together, because when you're coming home from the parks, like, you've been walking all day, you've been sweating all day, you've been waiting in queues all day. It's like just all day. So the boys would normally fall asleep in the car on the way home.
Yep.
We would normally get a takeaway, like a drive-through, eat it, go to bed. Like, we didn't go out for dinner, we didn't get dressed up, we didn't go see shows.
Wasn't that kind of holiday?
No. So in the morning, we'd all get up. The boys would wake up at the crack of dawn because they were still in UK time, which is 5 hours behind. So they were awake at like 4 a.m, thinking it's go time.
Yeah,
so,
plus they're young and they're going to parks every day. It's the most exciting ever.
Yeah, so we'd all arrange to wake up around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we'd take it in town to make breakfast. And I love making pancakes at home, and my nephews know this, and they were like, Carol, when are you going to make us pancakes? So we made pancakes one morning, and I had my nephews helping. They were like chopping the strawberries. John was helping. He was cooking the eggs, because we're really weird and we have sweet and savoury pancakes at the same time. So we had like pancakes with eggs and bacon, and we had pancakes with Nutella and berries, and we just all sat down, all 8 of us together, and ate these pancakes, and it was just, oh, I loved it. Another good day was the day it rained.
Yeah.
So it poured one day, and my parents and my brother and his wife were like, oh, we're going to go shopping, go to the outlets and get some designer clothes really cheap, and John and I aren't into that.
It's just not us. We're just not those kind of people,
we went to Walmart one evening for about 2 hours and bought a whole new wardrobe. Like,
I spent about $200.
And you got a lot of clothes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That wasn't like, oh, 2 designer shirts and some designer jeans.
No, I spent $200 and got like 3 pairs of joggers, 4 t-shirts, 3 hoodies,
some trainers,
2 pairs of trainers, and
some gym clothes.
some like I got some like gym tops, and I got some like just walking around tops as well that I wore and stuff. So yeah, like
some funny ones. Yeah.
All that for like $200.
Yeah. So John and I were like, oh, we're not in the mood to go to outlet stores.
So yeah, it was raining, so we were like, oh, we don't really want to do a park, so we were like, oh, should we just go to the cinema? Oh, that's an idea, because they've got cinemas at all the parks. So we'll just go and do that then.
John loves the cinema. John loves Cinnabon. Let's go to Universal.
Yeah.
That was the plan. So we got there, and me being me, I have no sense of urgency. We got there, and by the time we parked and walked up to the park, etc., it was too late for the showing. So the next one was like an hour away.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, we'll just go and like go on one of the rides, like closest.
There's like they have like 3D rides that are indoors, so it won't get wet.
Yeah, Universal's quite good. It's got lots of indoor rides. So we were like, oh, there's a couple close to us, and we'd been on them a couple of days before, so we were like, we know we enjoy them.
We know which ones we like, which ones we don't like. So we went on Mummy Returns first, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then I think we went to Shrek or something.
No, we went to that. I'm always gonna get the wrong Jimmy here. Jimmy Fallon. We went to the Jimmy Fallon New York Express or New York Race or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
so we done
which
those
was surprisingly good, because I'm not a massive fan of Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, there was absolutely no queue. We walked straight onto both of them. I think we went on the Mummy twice, actually.
Yeah, we loved
straight,
that ride.
Like one after the other.
Such a good ride.
And then went on the New York one. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm really enjoying this. I kind of don't want to go to the cinema. And our feet were wet. Like, just walking from one bit
it
to
wouldn't have been comfortable to sit in the cinema.
So I said to
even
John,
if it
I
was
was
warm.
like, yeah, like my feet are soggy. I don't really want to go to the cinema.
And I think I was just like, should we just keep going then?
So we went on every single ride.
Well, every single indoor ride.
Yeah. There was one ride that was shut because it was outside. That big tall one. That we didn't want to
I
go
thought
on.
there was another one that was shut as well. Was it?
Maybe. I don't know.
It was a Hulk shut as well.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I think that big massive one, which I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. And then the Hulk was shut as well.
So we went on all the like movie ones, all the indoor ones, all the Harry Potter ones. Like there was just no queue.
Oh, we spent ages in Harry Potter World that day, didn't we?
Yeah.
So good. And I bought a wand.
Oh, you did. Oh, darling.
Such a man-child.
Yeah, do you know what? You love it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm a big kid.
It's fine.
I'm a big kid. I watched Harry Potter today. Well, I watched Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah.
Crimes of Grindelwald today, because I've been off work ill all week.
You're starting to go over it now, though.
Yeah, hopefully I'm going to go in tomorrow. I've got poorly eyes, though. Yeah, the rain day was amazing and gave you one of the biggest laughs of the holiday as well.
I wasn't going to bring it up because I wasn't sure if she wants to bring it
Oh,
up.
just go for it. Do you know, I'm a tit.
Yeah.
So
naturally, we're walking quite fast because it's raining. So from ride to ride, we're kind of head down. We know where we're going and we're marching there. We've like figured it out on the map. We go this way, we turn here, etc. So we're trudging through, and there's a shortcut. You can go over this bridge because there's water in the middle.
that's right, yeah. So we just come off ET, came through Simpsons Land.
Straight across the bridge to get the Hogwarts Express to take us back over to the other side.
To the other side to go and have a crack at Jurassic Park.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we're trudging through, walking fast, over the bridge. Bam! John hits the deck. John is down on the ground.
Oh, yeah, butt first and everything. I'm glad that I didn't go forward, but no. Slip backwards on my butt, straight across the bridge, sliding away.
It made that squeaky sound like when your shoes.
Yep.
And he was gone.
Off I went.
And I whoa.
Whoop.
Whoa.
I was gone. I was just on the deck.
And then he limped all the way to Hogwarts.
Yeah. I mean, I think the worst part was when I tried to get up and slipped again.
All
Thanks.
people around us were like, "Oh, you're all right."
Are you all right? I was like, yeah, fine. I'm absolutely fine. And just kept walking.
Limped off. Yeah, you hurt your hip, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had a fall this holiday as well.
Did you?
Do you remember, chair?
Oh yeah, the chair gave way. Well, I had a wonky leg.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't break a chair because I'm fat. Like, I am fat, but, like, the chair was already broken. And nobody... No, come on. Like, do you see? It was completely sheared off.
Yeah.
Like, so... And nobody had moved it. So when I went and sat on the chair, the leg just went underneath
you
it.
kept going. You leant down and you kept going and going.
Just went backwards off the chair. And then people were like, you okay? I was like, yeah, fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. That chair's broken. Somebody should move that. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a theme. Like, if we go on holiday, I'm going to fall over. Christmas is coming.
Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming.
Are you...
No! So excited. I love Christmas, but I do love Halloween. And Halloween is first.
Yeah.
So we're going to proper celebrate Halloween. And then straight after that, Christmas time.
Yeah, it's still only September. It's too early to celebrate anything yet.
Yeah, no, we're going to do October. We're going to do Halloween. I love autumn, like pumpkins and the leaves falling off and purple leaves and orange leaves and hedgehogs and foxes.
You get foxes all year round, eh?
I know, but they're more orange at autumn. You see them more because the dark nights are coming.
Yeah.
You see them more.
So briefly, what other holidays have we done together? I think there's only one, isn't there? No, two. Like, we've got our
I had
honeymoon. We're going back.
Rewind. So technically, I came to visit you in Egypt, and I count that as a holiday. You went to work every day.
Yeah.
But
you were on holiday.
I was on holiday.
And I came to Tenerife to see you as well.
Yeah, I worked every day.
I was just going back
You were on
chronologically.
holiday. I'm going from the beginning.
Okay, so let's go from the beginning. Yeah, I came to Tenerife to see you.
Yeah.
For New Year's.
Yeah, it was weird. You were like there for 17 days, but only working for 7. No, you're working for 10, and then you had 7 days holiday, and then you went away for Christmas, and then you came back for.
Yeah, I went to Wales, spent Christmas with my dad.
A week.
And then came back to you for New Year's, and then went straight to Egypt. Yeah. And then when you finished in Tenerife, you came to Egypt to see me. They're not that eventful though.
But they were, because we went up Mount Teide and we had that beautiful dinner and went to watch the stars and the sunset. And then in Egypt we had like days out and we done holiday things.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then after that we had like I came down to visit you and your dad in Wales, and you came up to visit me and my parents in Scotland. So
I don't count them as holidays.
Mini holiday. We done holiday things. We went bowling in the cinema and out for dinner.
I'll take you bowling on Sunday.
Go on then.
That's not a holiday though. It's just going bowling. We had a little cottage break for our honeymoon.
Oh, it was so magical.
It was so cute. We were like old people.
Yeah, so we hired a cottage in like the Welsh countryside.
Yeah, like some guy's old farmhouse that he'd converted.
Yeah, so it was our honeymoon. So we got married in Wales. We put all of our wedding gifts in the back of the car, drove to the cottage. The next day, we opened up our posh champagne, drank it from our posh champagne glasses, ate leftover wedding cake, and opened every single present. It was like adult Christmas.
Yeah, it was good.
Like we got like slow cookers and kettles. It was
I am sure that anybody who sort of got married and had like a traditional wedding list, who had like a traditional gift list, knows that feeling.
Yeah, because we didn't live together. We didn't have an apartment together, and like we weren't like we were a couple obviously, but we weren't like living together.
Yeah, we were at the point where we knew we were going to start setting up our life.
Yeah, but we were
soon,
still
so
traveling and working.
So we did have a traditional wedding list.
Yeah. Oh, it was magical.
It was good.
We got like dinner sets and
loads of kitcheny things.
Yeah.
It was great.
And bedding and towels.
And a towel.
Oh, loved it.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Carol because something really strange just happened to her hair. It was like hanging out with Sonic the Hedgehog for a second. It just all spiked up through the middle somehow.
Concentrate, John.
I am. Right, okay. So, yeah, as we said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we've talked about a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is just give you a quick rundown of some of the segments of the podcast that we're going to have. We've only covered a couple here today because it's our first episode. So, as we said, we're going to have our What's Amusing every week.
Yeah, which is kind of the main theme of
that'll be like our main topics. So if anybody's got anything you'd like us to talk about, anything you'd like to talk about with us, then just let us know. Give us a shout. We've also going to have our What's on Our Plate. So as we said, we are sort of dieting food. So if anybody's got any suggestions of diet meals, that'd be amazing as well. And if it's something that we like, we'll give it a go. We'll try and cook it, and we'll document our evidence of how if that went wonderfully or absolutely horribly.
Yeah.
What else? What other sections do we have?
We've got entertainment bug, which we've already discussed.
Yeah, if anything bugs you as much as Obi-Wan Kenobi bugs me.
Or if there's like a local show coming up or something like that, like we're going to see.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, last year, as Carol was saying, I performed with a company called Glasgow, like Glasgow Light Opera Club, or GLOC, as they're more commonly known. And last year I performed Oklahoma with them, and I was at Judd Fry, and it was great. I had a wonderful time. It was just brilliant. But yeah,
so this year we're going to see them.
Yeah, so we're going to go and watch this year as well. And the production is All Shook Up. And that's on in the King's Theatre from the 23rd to the 26th of October 2019. So please go and check that out, ladies and gentlemen. If you're anywhere near Glasgow and you want to go and watch a fantastic bunch of performers perform a great show, that's All Shook Up at the King's Theatre on the 23rd to the 26th of October 2019.
We've also got our Inspiration Corner.
Inspiration Corner. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got kind of two recent stories about when I was inspired. So mine will be based more on crafty things because I do enjoy doing a little bit of craft.
Aye, Carol loves a bit of crafting things.
Love a bit of arts and crafts.
Yeah, it's definitely your hobby. And
I think working in childcare has really kind of helped me prolong that into such a late stage in my adult life.
Absolutely, but Inspiration Corner can be anything from us talking about our hobbies. With Carol, obviously, it's all the craft stuff. Me,
or inspiring us
my
with
music,
our dieting.
or my writing, or our dieting, or just something that inspires you to get by day. Sometimes that can be a little bit difficult, especially in the sort of trudgery. Sometimes if you're working all the time and
the dark mornings are coming, which I
that's
think
it, and winter's coming along. So even if it's something just inspires you to get up in the morning, we're going to be covering everything. So if anybody's got sort of anything they'd like to share with us for Inspiration Corner, then let us know.
So how can you contact us, John?
So you can either go and check out our website, which by the time this comes out, it will be live. I hope, as long as it's all built. We're in the process of building it. Yeah. But that'll be over at hughesmusings.com.
So HughesMusings.com.
hughesmusings.com. And you can also check us out on Facebook or Instagram. And what's our
Hughes Musings. So again, just the same.
Nice and simple.
HUGHESMUSINGS.
Just like that. And you can also email us any questions you might have, any topic suggestions, any recipes. If you don't want to share it publicly, then just drop us an email, and that's at...
It's the HughesPodcast@gmail.com.
So that's the HughesPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, so that's all the ways to contact. And yeah, that's it. If you know us, just say it to my face.
That was like, if you're sassing me, just say it to my face. Like, it was a bit Cardi B there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, catch me outside.
Oh, all right.
So that's all we've got time for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening. If you have listened to our first ever episode of the Hughes Musings podcast.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Chat to you next week.
Bye.